So here we go. Welcome back to another edition of Game Day. I'm outside Portman Road as Town take on Lincoln City in this big League One clash. A game under lights, who doesn't love that? A big crowd is expected. I want to get good old Matt's thoughts on the team news and his prediction. Over to you, Matt.
Matt here before the game, seen the team news. It's interesting that he's dropped Higgett. I think he's looking to use Kayden Jackson through as a lone striker, maybe looking to use his pace. That back five takes care of itself, but we do have to be careful of this lot. They've shown in their recent game against Sheffield Wednesday that they do have a goal in them. Hopefully though, our defensive prowess that we have seen in recent weeks can hopefully come out on top of that sort of battle. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 Town win. And hopefully we're here at sort of 10 o'clock reflecting on a positive performance.
Right, Mike and Mark here.
Yeah, it's a treat. It's Mark and Mike, because Mark doesn't usually turn up for football games.
Oh, come on. I'm usually there. It's just, I couldn't do Fleetwood and Morecambe. I was a bit scared.
I couldn't do it either, but I did.
Yeah, well...
It was very tiring.
Like usual, when I don't go, we won, so maybe that says something. But I was here today and we've won again. It's good to get points on the board against teams we really should be beating. Lincoln are...
Yeah,
give them their credit. I think they're semi-decent.
Meet the opposition made it out like Lincoln were going to kick our ass.
I think they're just very inconsistent. Like they're good. They've got some good players, but they just don't always put performances together. You know, they were up in the playoffs last year. They've lost some of their bigger players that were contributing to that last year, and you could see that they were trying to play football the right way, but maybe didn't have one or two quality players to make it happen. But as for us, it was quite comfortable for us in the end. You know,
is it better than a draw? Isn't it, Ross?
It is a win.
Who predicted a draw?
I know. As hard as it is to believe, a win is better than a draw.
Yeah, it is in the points table, isn't it, Ross?
But no, we've done exactly what we needed to. Like we said, we expect to beat teams like this, and I'd say
I'm disappointed we didn't beat them a bit harder.
No, but I think the biggest telling point and the biggest takeaway that we'll have is what these injuries are going to be afterwards. Obviously, we saw Edmondson and Morsey go off.
Worried about Burgess when he come on. He had a couple of bad passes at first. And
but I like Cameron.
Get into it.
Yeah, I like Cameron Burgess. I think he's
going
to be a good squad player to have in the ranks.
Maybe he could step in if Edmondson's out. But imagine it: Edmondson, Morsey, and Burns out.
Yeah. That will be the killer, really, from this game. You know, we got the result that we probably all expected to get.
We ain't getting in the playoffs without them three.
No, definitely not. So we've got hope that they're going to be fit for the coming games, because I'd say this is probably the crunch time for our season now. We've got three really big games to come up. We've got Pompey, Oxford and Plymouth all in a row, all up there, all competing with us.
This is where we start to pull some points back, I think.
Yeah.
It's the only way we can do it, isn't it? Because they all seem to be winning.
Yeah, it's what we haven't done in other seasons as well.
Very, very high points tally. Could be a record.
It could be.
Sixth place could be like 80 points.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting for you, but you're a bit gutted on it as well, because you've had your bet, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I've cashed out. I got my money back.
Yeah. Don't gamble, kids, because it just doesn't work out.
Well, there was only 2 corners before half time.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be 13, and by the end of it,
there was a lot of corners in that second half. But no, I don't really know what else to say about the game. Really, it was quite. I think that those injuries did take the steam out of the game, and it was quite a comfortable. And we sort of kept them at arm's length the whole way. Really, it would have been nice to have scored.
Isn't it amazing? We bought all these attacking players, and now we've gone full circle back to Kayden Jackson.
Yeah, that is very true.
Have we kept the receipts?
Well, I don't know. Well, luckily, one of them's on loan.
Yeah.
But yeah,
get a refund.
We probably can, because he's not ours. That's try before you buy.
I thought he was one of our own.
Well, he is. Yeah, I suppose he is. Yeah.
So who is he? I mean, who's he belong to then? If he's one of our own.
He belongs to everyone, Macaulay Palm. I don't know where we're going with this.
I don't know.
We're kind of rambling now. We're rambling, aren't we now?
Ross is getting very close.
Yeah, I know. Should we see you next week?
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Ipswich Town to Lincoln City 0. Complete domination up until George Edmondson went off, really. That was pretty complete performance tonight from the boys. Wolfenden. Oh my goodness gracious, that boy. It's just a complete performance from him tonight. Playing libero, centre of the defence, bringing the ball forward, absolutely gracious. Really, really good performance as well from Backinson. I've been quite dubious about him up until now, but an absolutely fantastic performance tonight. Aluko, Chelina, however you say it, I thought they played pretty well together when I first saw the teams come out. I wasn't convinced. I always think when we're at home we should stick two up top. Jackson, excellent. I'm not going to run through every single player individually. But yeah, the way that we are dominating games and the way that we are playing football, Lincoln did not have a sniff. Got a bit of a soft spot for Lincoln. Got a lot of family there. I'm from Lincolnshire originally myself, which is why I say last and past occasionally. But that's absolutely brilliant. We are well and truly on the way. We're keeping up that 2 points per game target that we need to stick to. And just to note, it's great to see the Ukrainian flag as well. Lincoln in yellow, us in all blue. I think tonight it was about more than football to me, and it was just brilliant. And to come away with 3 points, another clean sheet. I think we've had 3,000 clean sheets in the last 15 games now. I know that's not the case, but hey, I'm a bit giddy. Onwards we go. Pompey on Saturday, another massive game. We've just got to keep it up and keep it going. And come on, you Blues.
Well, can't complain with a 2-0 win in the clean sheet. At half time, I was thinking it could be another Doncaster. I think they were there for the taking. Because the chances we had, if we kept on going and hadn't had the injuries, then I think we could have scored quite a few more. Very, very impressed with Backinson. Thought that was his best performance for us, and he's up there for potential for man of the match for me. And Burns, super as ever. Got to really hope that the injuries to Morsey and Edmondson aren't too bad, because that's the core of our side. Then out injured, and Jackson was limping as well, and Burns. They're some of our key players, so hopefully they're all back fairly soon. I was concerned just before Burns scored that we were going to lose the game because the referee wasn't giving us free kicks when he should have done. And I turned to the guys behind me and I said, so they're going to win this 1-0 for a dodgy penalty, and then Burns scored. So I was quite relieved. But the big question now is, I said this the other week I think, can we finally win 3 in a row? Can we finally win 3 in a row on Saturday? It's been a year since we last did it. That was just before when Cook joined. That's the last time we won 3 in a row under Matt Gill. So hopefully we can break that this weekend. But very good performance tonight.
Right, Chris here. Another 3 points. Happy with that. I mean, let's face it, the first 60 minutes, we were all over him. They couldn't get the ball off us. I don't think he even had a shot, to be honest. I think maybe one when he totally sliced it wide. I mean, to get the 3 points is massive. The only worry for me is Morsey and Edmondson going off. The spine of our team, Burns getting injured, slightly worrying. But end of the day, 3 points. Lucky socks, 7 wins, 2 draws. Massive game on Saturday, massive game. And fingers crossed we get 3 points. All the teams around us won. But all we can do is keep winning. That's all we can do. I mean, I know people said at the start of the season has sort of messed us up a little bit. But, hey, who knows? Come on the Blues.
Matt here, enjoyed that. Certainly on top in the first half, and it showed nice to actually get the goals to reflect how in control of the game we were. And I thought second half, really, we saw it out. It was not quite as lively as the first half was, and I think it changed slightly with the enforced changes. Hopefully, I mean, Edmondson was the only one that looked really in discomfort coming off, so hopefully he'll be fit for Saturday. Hopefully that's just a dead leg or something. Morsey looked like he was coming off as a precaution. Enjoyed it, nice to see us on top. Some really good play. I thought Aluko tonight, absolute magician. He's just such an intelligent footballer. His touch and the way he was sort of running the game, and helped bring Jackson in. Jackson was able to make those runs really. It's certainly a different option. Left Jackson less isolated than say having Chaplin or Selina in that role where they do tend to drop a little bit deeper. Just really impressed tonight. Another good win. 2 points off sixth, I think, last time I looked at the table, albeit with Wickham having a game in hand and Wednesday having those 2 games in hand. But, you know, puts the pressure back on them and keeps the dream alive of sneaking sixth just yet. You know, looking forward to Saturday.
Well, back at Portman Road on a Tuesday night, the packed out Portman Road, 3 months delayed, 3 points, 2 goals. What a beautiful result. Ross, thanks for having me on as always. I forgot to say that actually at the start. But yeah, a brilliant performance by Town, 2 goals. We actually looked quite good. It's sort of the first time I've seen McKenna's side since his first game against Wickham, where we got the 1-0, this time 2-0. Massive improvement. We looked pretty good. I thought Burns looked really good. Aluko looked really quite good. I think we just looked good all around. It's really good to see. And you know, with the playoff run at the moment, we are close to the playoffs, but everybody above us won, and they've got games in hand, which is really annoying. I really want to stamp the floor, which I just have. But bad news, Morsey going off. Hopefully that's not too serious, and the same for Edmondson. Hopefully not too serious. Precautions. Touch Portman Road. Hopefully they'll be back in time for Saturday's game against Portsmouth, which I'll see you then.
Matt and Luke here after Ipswich Town 2, Lincoln City 0 in what I thought was quite an enjoyable game. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I think the first half particularly was quite entertaining. It was basically the Cheltenham first half, but with a goal at the right time and then another goal. A bit more clinical going forward. I think the second half was just a bit bitty and stop-start, but it was efficient. We didn't at any point, even with Morsey and Edmondson going off and Burns not looking particularly fit, there wasn't really a point where you thought Lincoln were going to score or create anything. It was quite similar to to Fleetwood in terms of our defence and the shape kind of limited them to what they could do.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think I said to Ross before the game that we were going to look to hopefully exploit Jackson's pace, and I think you saw that in both of the goals where he obviously got away and put the ball across for Burns, and when he got on the end of Sam Morsey's rather fluffed effort in the box. I
don't think there was no way that was a pass to him.
No,
he saw Fleetwood. He saw Fleetwood fancied another go at it, and he cocked it up really, didn't he?
He did, but right place in the right time and all that, and you just got to hope now that those knocks to Morsey and Edmondson, and even that one to Burns towards the end, hopefully the substitutions were made with a sort of precaution sort of state of mind, and hopefully you say go and get an ice pack on it in the changing room, and we'll see you again for Portsmouth.
Yeah, I'm a lot less worried about Burns and Morsey. I don't think Morsey didn't look in too much discomfort when he walked off. Obviously we'll have to see what comes back. Burns was back flying into tackles and running by the end of the
He had a great tackle in the box, didn't he?
Yeah, I think the one worry is obviously Edmondson. He got a knock in the same leg in the same sort of place against Fleetwood. I think his shin pad snapped, and I think it looked like he just got one again. So whether that's longer term or whether that is just a knock and he might be fit for Portsmouth or for Oxford, I don't know. But
yeah, hopefully the former. But I think what we did see again was that increasing sense of calm and composure that Ipswich have been bringing to the table under McKenna, and hopefully that's something that can continue into the games ahead. We are cutting the gap, but I think all we can really do, and I'm sure you'll agree, is just focus on ourselves. All we can do is do our part in the run-in and see where that takes us, regardless of what does happen. I think the club's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we have to be pretty much perfect from here on in at home. I think the only drop points we can really afford at home are 2 drop points. I think we can only afford 1 draw at home, and then the rest have got to be victories. And I think if you do that, and then tying the sort of recent away form we have had, which has been largely wins and draws with the odd loss in there. I think the last loss was at Hillsborough, wasn't it? So if we can keep that up away from home and keep the shutouts going as they are, that would be fantastic. I think it's the 10th clean sheet under Kieran McKenna in his short time here. We only managed 4 the entire season under Paul Cook. So I think you can see the coaching that's been done both at the back end, at the front end.
Jackson's chipping in with the goals.
Yeah, I think he's starting to nail down that number 9 spot. I think that is starting to become more his than anyone else's.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, to be fair.
I don't think any of us did at the start of January.
No, I mean, like I say, keep doing our part. We keep rolling on. We go again on Saturday.
Yep, up at
Town.